And then I thought, well, I'm at a point, and for some reason, God wouldn't let me leave. And at a point, it became very obvious why I was there, because God was preparing me to be the second pastor of that church. And I have to tell you that for 17 years, I labored and worked side by side with the man who God had called to found the church. But Brother Lotto, when I was on the staff, I didn't really worry about the utility bills. That wasn't my responsibility. I didn't worry about whether the staff got a paycheck or not, or whether the mortgage payment could be made. I'll never forget it. It was September the 3rd, 1995. It was our Brother Thompson had pastored the church for 37 years, and that day he passed the torch to me. And I became the pastor of that church. And I'll be honest with you, I went home that night and I didn't sleep. It should have been the happiest day of my life, but all of a sudden this responsibility, I felt like the weight of the world had been put on me. I went in and I said to the secretary, I said, how much is the electric bill this week that we have to pay? It's $10,000. And, all these other bills, and, they're like this as a month, you have all these bills. And then you have a staff that obviously that you have to pay. And I honestly felt the burden of that. Now, here was my thinking. Well, they followed the founding pastor. He was a great man. And here I am, I'm trying to follow this guy. And who am I? And I was concerned. Here was my thinking. I wonder if they'll come back. And here was my second question. I wonder if they'll bring their money. I watched as God kind of stepped in, but here's what I came to find out. God's people understand the principle. That when there's a legitimate need, that God's people are involved in meeting that legitimate need. And we see that in our text, that there was a legitimate need that had to be met. This man had to live, and God had to sustain him. God chose to use a little widow woman to do that. It's an amazing principle that we see here.